So you can see how this turned out. This actually looks pretty good. These are the airfoil shaped supports that I made for the leeboard. The leeboard is actually going to pivot right here, and when the water is trying to go this way, it's going to push against this and pull on this. When we're trying to go the other way, it's going to pull on this and push on this. So this will always be under tension. So one of the things that I have to do is put some reinforcement. You've only got a 1/4 inch of cedar strips here and a couple of layers of glass to keep that bolt from pulling out. So I'm going to put about a 3-inch square block of 1/2 inch ply, and then I can put a big washer on that. Also, this hull is going to be fairly flexible. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the shape from this bulkhead here and do a small section of it, and then I'm going to put a reinforcement section on both sides of the little backing block there that will help transfer the load from the board to the hull. It'll transfer it up to this guy. I think it'll work pretty good. So this week you saw me put these guys on. You saw me finish these, put the tape and the fillets here to strengthen those to bear it to the hull. As you can see, I sanded it, cleaned it up a little bit. Also put a backing block in here for where the leeboard pivot bolt is going to go, and a brace for the hull, and a cross piece that the seat is going to mount to. I'm not going to put the seat on right now because I still want to sand and clean up in there, and it'll give me easier access if the seat isn't there. Also, I decided that I'm going to actually extend the seat past the joint and the double bulkheads here, so it'll cover it up and dirt and things won't get in there. If I ever do decide to split it in half, I'll just have to cut that off. Won't be a big deal. So next week I'm going to work on the yakos, or the cross beams, or the beams that support the amas, the floats. I haven't completely decided how I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do interlocking joints on the CNC out of 1/2-inch ply. That way, instead of just nailing the corner together or gluing it together, that'll give it a little bit more structural strength there. I actually had several ideas for the hinges. Originally I was going to make them out of plywood. I even built that up in CAD and videoed that, but I decided when I was breaking some of the plywood up and throwing it in the wood stove, it's way too weak, and I would have to reinforce it with fiberglass to make it usable. Then I decided, well, I'll just weld something out of stainless steel. Then I started looking at the prices of stainless steel online. Yeah, I don't think so. So I just bought some stainless steel hinges from China, and I was going to put those on. They're 4-inch square, essentially door hinges. But I decided that I'd have to really massively reinforce the ends, the yakos, the cross beams and stuff, to keep those from pulling out and damaging. It really needs a larger section. So what I finally decided to do, I am going to cast aluminum hinges. They'll be offset higher, so when it folds over, they'll actually float above the other one enough so that the cross beam that the hiking seat sits on won't interfere with it. Also, I'm going to use a 5/8 stainless or 8mm stainless shafting I have left over from the 3D printers. It's, the stainless bolts are kind of expensive, and I already have this, so and it's not hard. Part of the reason I have it is because it's not hardened, and the linear bearings wore grooves into it and it started to drag and stuff. So I have it. It has some scratches in it, but it won't really matter for this purpose, so I'll get to recycle that. As far as the castings, I'm going to need a left and a right hinge section. I'm actually going to make the main cross-beam that mounts on the canoe a 1/2 inch wider, and then the hinges will be a 1/4 inch wide, and then they'll be offset. So the folding part will be 4 inches wide, and the non-folding part, the part that's connected to the canoe, will be 4.5 inches wide, and it will just fold back. And I'll have 4 connectors, 4 hinge pivots on there. I'm going to cast those out of aluminum. I haven't decided whether I'm going to 3D print the mold or the pattern, or CNC something and just sand it down. I haven't really decided yet. There are arguments for doing it both ways. But that should be interesting, so next week should be interesting for everybody. I may even do the casting at night, so it's nice and pretty and bright lights and stuff. Anyway, that's it for this week, and everybody have a nice weekend.